shows na SLBC. The staff then raised 3 issues. Issue number 1, the welfare. I agree with them, say we need for continue for improve the welfare. Last year, His Excellency the President may approve and ensure 50% blanket pay increase na SLBC. That then a fact. That they happened just last year. But that they not enough. Then they not enough. The issue they raise not just about pay increase. Now about the classification. Some man don't work there for 20 years, he get degree, then he still pay a grade 2. And an equity and this issue. I commit to them, say I go use this position with me again now for work with them, for fets with them, for law solve the. And that we go work together for address the underlying issues about pay equity, justice, compensation issues we come for deal with the country in public broadcaster. I be also make it clear, I want for reiterate that up until the day where I see Tuesday, where one panel staff with the work now ministry count in phone to me say, look, then they strike. Nobody had engaged me, not one. Nobody, no one day come to me, can tell me, say, oh, then get this issue, agitation day. So you can't solve a problem you have not even been given prior notice about. It was very important to make that clear. As a minister in charge, nobody, even by the law before you strike, if for right force you tell we. And the principle of natural justice say, if I say I don't tire with Auntie Valnora, la at least don't get a chance force. They did not. But we in a family and I understand saying a passion. We don't agree say we open a direct line of communication between me and them and we go work together. I tell them a station today say me na half Mende man say where you say la help you, we need to the load we put on my head, we need to the load we put on your head. Not so sir. That's the whole Mende proverb. So we they took the load together, we work with them. Follow address this problem. We a long-standing problem, not to pay raise issue. The one they always say they pay anybody 600,000 at SLBC. We prove yesterday say that in a fake news. Nobody know they receive 600,000 at SLBC. I proved that yesterday. The tape is there. I asked them, put the number, put the name and the pin code of the person where they receive 600,000. It's not possible in a day. Because last year now we ensure that pay increase. Some people and they will say after all the deduction and they receive slightly below minimum wage, I don't tell them say we will fix that. But I just want to set the record straight for the people of this country. Then a legitimate, reasonable demand and get. And we they work together now for fix that. Then don't commit say this strike issue is set aside because we they work together now for resolve the issues. Then second point, then call for the anti-corruption commission, give them reports with them in do last year. I tell them say anti-corruption commission, they reports them typically, they know they publish them fully online. Where anti-corruption investigates you, then done, then they issue a press statement and give the summary. But that's a request not to me, but to anti-corruption. If they want the full report, I direct them, made them take down to me brother, the excellent commissioner of the Anti-Corruption Commission, Francis Ben Kaifala. We were clear on that. I asked them, say, waiting me where I received the document. It was marked confidential. As a public official, if I'm told the document is confidential, I need to put it on public. That's part of the oath I took. Then issue number 2, then finally understand my position on that. Issue number 3, then call for, then say the board and the DG the Fed, so they don't want the board. So I tell them, say, actually, now like we picking the week in the morning, say, no one's in mama, no one's in papa. The board, now they own the corporation by the law. The board, now statutory board, corporate governance. Not so, the board is represented by a council of paramount chiefs, bar association, local council, SLAJ. So you know, wake in the morning, no one say, I don't want the board. The act say this board, now so you the constitutor. So even if you cancel that body, they go back to the same people and say nominate other person. If them back protest, say we don't nominate, then you get a constitutional crisis. The board in duty, most of them don't ever see the acts. They were all shocked. We say I do yesterday, we printed 20 copies or more of the act. I distributed it around. I printed a short, simplified version with Sheban to all man. Let's get conversation now, because when I listen to the tape there, it seems as if many people don't even know the act where they govern SLBC. For Unayon edification, SLBC is controlled by the board. The board get the power for hire and fire. The board get oversight functions and control of functions, including for control operations and execution of the activities and recommendations of the board. Management responsible for day-to-day management. The board now then they hire the deputy DG and they can hire and fire staff. That's what's in the act, which is from 2010, long before me Kanaya. Now the Lord and the will they follow. I also make let understand say on corporate governance issues, if the board disagree or if the management disagree with the board or there is an issue, the management in first port should have been for come to the ministry. Because if the board ask for money, they ask the small power we give it. They say the board can decide their money, how then they pay them and all that with the approval of the minister. So now they will own power day. Now we able to approve. We can go statutory. But the acts, now the one act that they will specifically say the minister is prohibited from interfering in the operations of SLBC. I take me time for explain this because the way the news when they go out, and like for say something and they in a ministry for do, ministry not for do, we're clear. The leadership of the management and the board don't need to be friends. Good fences make good neighbors. The fence in this case, now the act. If all man stick in a lane, everything will be fine. Then follow each other. And I go assure the public say, on behalf of the ministry, we will work really closely with them. We don't talk to all parties. For let the tension calm down, the staff don't go back to work. We get a roadmap and strike no go day, inshallah. Last and final thing I go say, because this was also implicating the Minister of Information. Somebody can go some fake news from the pit of hell, as I call it today on radio. Say we something come for ministry for SLBC. We na the ministry we all an aya. Then camera aya. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then say we hold the camera na aya. I don't know if now we own that, but we get 5 cameras, I think. I want to make it clear. From the one who na the camera, I don't tell una not so. Say with the change here, not so. Una with the kaya. I tell una outside the resources they come on not so. I say Chinese government and UNDP. I can tell them 10K every week. Part of that will be get procurement for replace. I say all the way the Ministry of Information and Civic Education they do. We not for it and outsource what we do in our daily, weekly activity. You know, go be a Ministry of Information, Mike. So when I arrive now, every time once event, we go rent sets. Every week they rent sets. For man a government expense. We not been get mic. We not been get cameras. We not been get photographer. We not get graphic. We not get video. So my own challenge was, what is your bread and butter you cannot outsource? So I started working on building and securing the resources for all do that. I'm very proud for say today. I want to thief person. We work really hard. We demonstrate. The ministry gets we own state-of-the-art sound system. We don't pay nobody again. We get enough microphones. We get we own video camera there now for the first time. Then screen here, not to rent then. And the ministry get them. This is an advert back to my other colleague minister. They the one that can cancel. We go talk price. Not so you have been there, bona clap, bona enjoy, bo. And we bring everything come so that we go increase the standard of how government supposed to do. I apologize, I take time, but because these are important and then don't subject them to fake news online, I use this platform for Local Life Pie. On that note, Mr. Minister, I come to you. Let's start with Yenga. Sometime last week, or I think the week before, you you lead a delegation to Yenga, and this delegation being go try for engage communities them. I know you don't do many media rounds, but now on this platform, I want you give Fambulem just a state updates on Yenga. And then I want to give the opportunity, Minister, because we don't talk about this issue of lawlessness. Now, one thing we don't talk about, say, you want for bring calm discipline again. So maybe deal with the younger issue, and then what are you doing for address overcrowding, the streets them, Nancy and they as the substantive Minister of Internal Affairs?
Very much, my brother.
7 minutes.
For give the devil in due. I mean, everybody, unless you don't want to admit the innovation where you don't bring into citizens' engagement is unprecedented. The fact that we're able to talk to people in the language where we're comfortable in, and where everybody, most of us, even can want to ask questions, when are not afraid, it's very good. So I want to commend you and your ministry for that innovative job we want to don't do, and thank you. Well done. Now, first, there's a video going around where they show somebody where they hang, where they say now Yenga, na Guinean and they treat on that way they. Than a lie, na a blatant lie, and there's nothing like that. So please, let we no say that story or that video na false. Like the minister say, I've been lead a delegation for go Yenga. The first objective was for let we go find out what happened, and then waiting government for do for give people confidence, and waiting we need for do for assist the one that we been affected. So there was a high-powered delegation, Deputy Minister of Defense, Minister of Transport and Aviation, the regional East Minister, high-ranking military and police personnel were all there. So we go find out what happened. Now basically, there is a joint border committee where Sierra Leone, Guinea, and Liberia been done set up, where then they look at border issues. On the 24th of March, to the 28th, 9, then we meet, as them done they meet before. So they made a number of recommendations, including some roadmaps. One of such recommendations was for deepening community engagement, traditional involvement in the resolution of the Yenga issue. When that decision was taken on the 26th of April, the regional minister East and the constituency, the parliamentarian within the area, the paramount chief na Kisiteng and the paramount chief na Nongowa, they hold a meeting na Sokoma for letting say the people then, because the Guinean soldiers were deployed in Yenga, been Hamburg them for letting them do them farming. Then agree for letting people go back, let them do them farming and live normally. Because then the Guinean soldiers claim say some people then from the Sierra Leone side, because that area they all not the same family people then where they live. I mean we come on upline. We know we get family lands where people then they farm. So even from Sierra Leone and the one that were in the Guinea, they know them farm land and side and they normally walk. But then say some people then from Sierra Leone go brush the Guineans, they own farm. So now that been caused the problem where the Guineans then they deny the Sierra Leoneans then on the other side for letting not go. So that decision was taken. But unfortunately, that not go down well with some Guinean soldiers then, we then deploy in the Yenga area. So it caused some tension, and then go na Sokoma outside the meeting we hold. Then they say no, we Guinea, we own forces not for Gode. They're not for allow them. But then say Sokoma na part of Saloon. So why Saloon soldier they're not for Kandi? So then go back. The Sierra Leoneans soldiers get intelligence. They want also go deploy na Sokoma, like Academy don't deploy na Yenga. So they did a preemptive move for letting them go deploy. So then they caused some alarm among them. So then try to bring some reinforcement across to Yenga itself, na the village side, then deploy. So in the process, they may fire some shots, which cause panic. So in that process, people then from Sokoma, Pego Bendu, and even Yenga, they all move for come towards Koindu. Now, maybe probably we'll not go understand the geography of that area, but just take like Waterloo, Lompa, and 5-5. So those are like the communities. So if somebody move from Waterloo, Lompa move, then 5-5 move, you know, because they're afraid the tension, because of the increased posture of we own military and they own military as well. Now the area then they. So now actually that caused the panic. So we will go, we'll find out. 9, we talk to the local communities, the chiefs and what they mean there, because they will bring representative from Nongowa, we are the paramount chief, and in other sub-chiefs. And we on delegation. 9 then we tell them say, we people then for go back, especially in the Yenga area, for let them continue for leave. So before we left, the next day, that been happen. The people in Sokoma will not be affected initially, then go back. The people in Pengu Bengu, then go back. The people in Yenga, where they may want to go, the military being stopped then initially, that are the Guinean forces. But with the intervention of the traditional people, the chiefs, they allow them to go. And now then they go in and out freely as they used for do before. Only that it's a bit restricted because it's a military zone according to the Guineans. The only people where they can restrict their movement a little bit, now you where you not been done, they live in that area. So then, of course, we don't give some relief to we people there, and we also even don't give them rice and other things, especially those who were affected. But not only that, we find out, say, their dependency on Guinea because of proximity, because the farthest and the little developed area, Nakailan, is over 17, 18 miles. So, but from Kwendu to Yenga, it's just some few meters. As you cross the river, so you're inside Nongowa. So now they people then they do cross-border business. So the Guineans don't close the border, but in fact, with people then say, let the border remain closed because they are benefiting more from those trade interactions. So, but now, what we'll get for do as a government, we don't start the process. Now, for see how we go buy them produce instead of taking over to Guinea. So, we will work on that. We will also try for work on some bank facilities, and we get the Sierra Leone produce marketing company way we want for let go in, so they continue for buy the produce, so people they not get for force for let them go across to Guinea. So as I get CITREP done a situation report on a daily basis. For now, the situation is a bit calm. I mean, only that there's still that restriction around, but it has normalized how it been did before. We don't increase the diplomatic engagement, and even today before Kaya, I held a meeting with the Secretary General of the Mano River Union, where they don't talk say, they also go come in now and make sure that we address this issue. My counterpart now Liberia, the Internal Affairs Minister called me personally. He want to meet so that we go discuss not only the younger issue, but all other issues, you know, relating to border infractions and where they bring some problem. So we want for
as you say you time, you get like we may add 3 minutes.
okay.
So you don't do 10 minutes now.
Right.
But I want for make
Let's go to discipline.
you get I want you chance for you to talk on this discipline issue. But let me just add quickly on Yenga.
Yes.
That diplomatically for let family know what we don't do as a country. We don't submit a formal report to ECOWAS. We detail the history and current state of the occupation and requesting ECOWAS the intervention for resolve the issue. A part of the effort then for dealing with this issue diplomatically. Foreign affairs and international cooperation in work. We don't call on AU for me to use the instruments them for uphold the sovereignty and territorial integrity of their respective member states, especially in this crisis. We don't make alert them of this aggression, which we, in our estimation, it tantamounts to aggression by the Guinean authorities. The Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs also instructs the permanent representative to the United Nations in New York, whether the Honorable His Excellency Ambassador Michael Imran Kanu, for let formally brief the United Nations Secretary General, and for let also brief the United Nations Security Council on the situation, and for request appropriate action in response to this unlawful occupation of Sierra Leonean territory. So, family, let me ask what we don't do. The minister don't talk about what we don't do in terms of engagement at this level, security issues, and all of that. We don't be clear. Say, as far as Salone is concerned, now peace and diplomatic options they would choose. This don't start from years. This conversation and the occupation predates the SLPP government. Now power, the government of His Excellency President Julius Maada Bio. So, but we they continue for pursue option, and now we don't formalize. We report to the respective institutions them. We get the diplomatic power for looking to this issue, and we they await now the next steps. Back to you, Mr. Mr.
Yeah,
Mr. I'll try for do this discipline issue quickly. I will still give you maybe 5 minutes. We'll do 5 minutes.
Yeah, thank you very much. So just quickly reinforce that even with people then, because Nadim himself come out, they don't want war, they want to resolve this issue diplomatically. I mean, they all know some people anyway, they're in this room where they're not being witness the war. But we who have been suffered the war, we don't want to go back to that. If we go to war, most of the progress we don't make will be reversed, and we don't know how it will end. The APRM will then come, they lead in many ways in development. Then when you go to them farms, then even for harvest, people then pineapple and other things for Kerango for let them go get money. So now, if war day, it means even the money they get for community development funds, those will be diverted because it's become a priority. So the issue of education, health, and all that will suffer. People are not going to even get paid. So do you want to support? Let us do this as a national cause. let we all work together. Even if you dey America, you dey Europe, ask yourself, what thing you dey do? What will be your... Now coming to the issue of indiscipline. I mean, a lot of times where people then say, oh, you're welcome to our beautiful city of Freetown, beautiful Sierra Leone. I can want hold me head down. You know why? Naturally, Freetown and Sierra Leone, beautiful. But we don't make them ugly because of what we do. We don't turn the whole city into a shanty town, like an open market, lawless, chaos, wherever you go. I mean, tell me, would I go visit Sierra Leone when I really serious business people or tourists, where it can, where it pass in the street, all over the place, street trading day, we pass yonder beggars, then they run after them, knock in motoka in that aggressive way. Okada, they bang them yonder, keke. I mean, even where people they want to take vehicles from one point to another, now hassle, then they push and shove other people. Some people they're not strong, then they fall down, then they get injured. Who would really want to come to a city like that after a first visit? To be honest with all of us, do we want our city, especially because the city, they reflect what's in the happen now the other cities in the provinces. Do we want that? And some of us who don't travel, who don't see some other countries, we see if people they want board vehicles, outside designated areas, they for pick people and up. People then they queue up orderly. You they see that discipline. Some people in the, you know, on a net, they're not asleep because residential areas, then they play music whole net. In the attention, they go to that within self. And they concentrate on that, you know, they study. When somebody's sick, is that what we want to do? We'll not get no residential area, bars, nightclubs, and all that. Is that what we want to do? So when we sit as a ministry, we say, no, this not for continue. There should be law and order. But we get forget a national conversation around that, and once get for lead on that, then get for do a strategy. But before that, we want to do some interventions, short term, where we're going to do, and now when they see first time for Can Godrich, Lumley for Canaton, now be hassle, but we don't take care of that, and we get for continue. In the town now, we don't call the CBD, it's a bit sanitized now. Okada now they go bang you there, then go bang people motorcar, then run, then go hit somebody, then left hand injured. It's not happening now. So we want to take that forward, but we need una support. We need una cooperation so that when I go tell the people the things that are wrong and the things they will for do right. Because if we tell people for Ghana, we country, more tourists come, then bring more money. Some tourists now when they come, now business people then go say, oh no, Sierra Leone is so safe, so disciplined, secured, and they bring investment. So they bring investment and they employ more people. Because if investment's not there, how government will take care of the teeming youth population where they come up for getting employment? Government not able to create all those jobs. It goes to the private entities and individuals. But when they see the way it's attracted, peace, security, safety, then go come. And as a ministry, we don't say our vision is to make Sierra Leone the safest place to be in the world. And we all get for work together so that we go realize that vision. And it's not only us, the ministry, but everybody in Sierra Leone should be part of that vision so that we can drive it forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. Well, Fambulen, the word is a national conversation on lawlessness. I think we all already apply the streets of it. Sometimes we all affected by these intruders, whether they can say they watch you windscreen, whether they come interrupt as you pack your motor car and candy, streets people are not supposed for the sell and they sell day. And like I say, as a Ministry of Civic Education, we will work with you all for to find a way for solve this problem. I think appropriate for comments on this issue now with sister where they represent the civil society them. Auntie Valno Edwin. Two major issues. Well, I think major issues in there on the floor. One on Yenga, your perspective on this, and which you would like to see from the perspective of civil society. Two, now this issue of lawlessness, what I think say yourself go able for contribute to and we share your own perspective on this call for a national conversation on addressing this, which I will call petty lawlessness across the country. We'll give 7 minutes, let you Rob multiply this talk. Yes.
That is very short, but thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here again, and I actually want to commend you, say, you know, the place they get some level of status, small, which is a good thing. My reflections, and it's a pleasure to be with the minister. I don't meet several years ago when I did campaign for good governance, when he mean the police. And these are definitely one of the distinguished Sierra Leoneans in the police force or in the security sector. So it's also a pleasure for them on the same platform. Ugo said we tell Una thank you for the initiatives being done on Yenga. But there's a context, and the context is they go back. We always they get this conversation, and we always they hear the same thing. We don't engage this, we don't engage that, we don't engage that, and then maybe a year after the same thing happens, and we more or less hear the same thing. And it's really, really concerning because they talk about the livelihood of people. We talk about the farming issue, but we also think about what about some gender-based violence where they happen, where we not don't surface it. And I want let we put ourselves in that space. They imagine you wake in the morning, like me there in the West End. They will say I reach Lumley, then they say no, you can't move forward because so soldiers they don't can. You cannot go to school, you can't go to the market, you can't do your trading, and all of that is so obstructive. You're not sure where you wake in the morning, waiting they happen. The last time I heard a discussion about that, they said there were women where they do them trade. I think they don't send them goods and go. Then they're not able to go meet them goods then for let them sell. So how would they survive? What would happen to those goods if these are perishable things? What thing they happen to them? They emphasize on this because that's the human side of it. No, I hear in a radio somebody mentioned, oh, Yenga na be one village. And I found out very disturbing. Elect na 10 person day. That person is a Sierra Leonean. Every Sierra Leonean counts. And the government gets a responsibility for make sure say that one Sierra Leonean, elect na that 1 day old, 1 hour old baby, elect na that 100-year-old person, you have a responsibility for protect them. So long not just say, oh, na one village. And another thing is the lack of development in Yenga. From where Yenga issue they come, I've never been there. But people away don't go there for, they say the Guinean then they why don't we build something solid there that shows ownership? Where you get something, there should be markers. There should be something where they identify, say, this is my space. But there's nothing much there. Again, probably with the mentality, oh, Yenga na one village. But it's so crucial. We can also ask the question, why is Yenga such an interest for Guinea? Most of the side and where Kingeden land issue are Crimea where they be for Ukraine and the Western Sahara, Morocco and all the rest. There's definitely something there, something so extractive data, we make them get such an interest. So again, if we not put we markers there as a country, then go dominate them. And then the unfortunate thing, the people who reside there, the Sierra Leoneans, the way they know they get any benefits from there. So that is something very key that the government needs to pay attention to. And again, we really don't tire for the year. Yes, we don't get this diplomatic. The last time I was here, we discussed about waiting the Guinean and then do. Why all the time the Guinean and then they misbehave so? And as I mentioned the last time, I have gone to Guinea for fly out. And the way them behave, now say elect the ticket 10 times more na salon. I will never go through Guinea again. The moment you say, I am a Sierra Leonean, they are so hostile. And then they talk Creole. They understand we money, Sierra Leoneans there, or tell you say, oh, the guest house will go there. The man make we did event transport for we for go to airport. He say, because Sierra Leoneans always come to my space. And I'm sure we are nice. We polite. Not so we say for not polite. But when we meet other people, we are so nice and polite. Or else, we'll give you that hospitality day. So if we keep on talking about Yenga, and it's happening over time, and we where they do governance, we know they look regime. We know they look say, nah, this is not president, you intend, this way they do, or this is not president, this in term. We're looking at when this conversation started, because governance is continuous. If one government may start a conversation, the next government get for take up from USA is stop, it continue. But if you go back, this is why we are having the same conversation about Yenga. So as we go say, man, they're not glad with this Yenga conversation, because it's going back and forth. We need for really address them. The issue around lawlessness, I really not think say we need forget.
I want push you on Yenga. You don't make some excellent points. What do you want let government do different? Let's say now you not be with of internal affairs or Minister of Defense or Foreign Affairs. Another country, and by the way, Fale Fambole understand that the Yenga disputes it predates, well, from the colonial era, not so, sir. Guinea did occupy Yenga before. And then, as part of the agreement, and the ministry will put out the timeline, as part of the agreement, they may go and draw the line. But even that line there, it's always historically been disputed. Then they can Guinea agree, then they come, another government they can and say no. They may get a whole commission and call Frenchman and Englishman and go draw. The Frenchman side with Guinea, the Englishman side with Salone. This is in the 1970s. We don't go through this. So it's been long years. But crucially, after all that back and forth day, I think President Condé being resolved with and look at all the issues, because they can't be back again during the war. They say, no, this is Sierra Leonean territory. And then be withdraw. But then Guinea, as soon as know, then they get successive changes in government. Some of them not so democratic. Then they come back, then can they, now small, then can they can take they can build military base, then can inside they. And now the government need for act, for follow-up. We don't try engagement, diplomacy, every single thing that we can for make sure say we avoid war and try for address the situation based on all the historical record in there. The points so you make Antival. But with that I want to know, and I ask this question genuinely. If you've been there in this position, what will you do from what the government don't do? Just on the fundamentals, we say with the
So definitely, diplomatic means is the best means. Will not solve any problem. But there are some things that we had not done. We hopefully, if the conversation reach that level, they again for the, I don't know if not the 10th time we need for do, is what I said about putting a marker. If we don't get a resolution to this, and then say, okay, Yenga na Salonion, let we put marker then there. Let we get a base day. If it's so crucial, where we the rights to UN, to AU, and to ECOWAS, that means that Sierra Leone need for put a marker there. So the diplomatic conversation need for continue. And like I started, it was not being sarcastic. We say thank you for the efforts, because that's the way to go. You tell all the regional bodies, and all the international, the MRU, the ECOWAS, the UN. But I hope say we go able for reach that level there. And when it's done, the government need for ensure say there are proper markers there. Okay. It's also
so now about for continue the diplomacy. I just want to be clear.
Yes, continue the diplomacy.
You not support war, because some people in social media say, for go feds get no, we're not going to do that day. Then one. Number two, we for do the diplomacy, but what you say, we for increase with governance footsteps na the border towns. Especially, and by the way, I know we just done do na Sokoma for the first time. we increase with military presence. Not also, sir? Now, Sokoma, we're not just about 300 kilometers away from Yenga. We see the Sokoma, you see Yenga they down, Sokoma they up. So now one of the step then and they will don't take. I just want for the family to understand what in government they do based on their points that would they make and what we can do different because we're all supposed for land. Go ahead, please.
And further, not to the military presence, you also mentioned that the people they interact more with Guinea because of obviously proximity, but because they see more business and more livelihood and infrastructure in Guinea than in Sierra Leone. So beyond putting a military presence, what else is needed? We go make sure say the people they not even need for go across can also be strengthened. So if you say yes, we get A, B, and C, it's not enough. So how do you strengthen, whether it's school, whether it's a hospital, whether it's more, since when they do agriculture, more viable agricultural activity, we go ensure say the people stay there and come inwards into Sierra Leone rather than then get for Ghana, Guinea. And most importantly, is having, you call them governance footsteps, which is putting things in place where they show say this na Salone Geta. Or else you go see 1 year after they can't sit on your back and have another conversation that, oh, then Guinea and Yenga don't start. The issue around lawlessness.
I just respond to that
Once
issue
briefly.
And then I'll give you, I don't give you time back. I don't even give you all the 7 minutes again. I just want to say on improving the governance infrastructure and the board that within government they do. And no say His Excellency don't direct. I don't may use it on another meeting day. Very clearly, all the people in Ayenga we've been don't use for go sell and produce them across on the Guinea side. His Excellency don't direct. All private sector as part of it, salon and all that, say let buy them products and they encourage them for can sell like so that they not go losses. Then I want. But I one thing like I did say, journalize and make it easier for them for letting they do business on this side. Then at the direct instruction of His Excellency, and I can tell you now that the government don't put in place mechanisms for increased, now make I say governance, schools, secondary schools, local councils, court barriers, and things like that. And that place they will show the footprint of Salone. A historical problem we get for do more for solve them. But I'll go to lawlessness, please.
The lawlessness, they manifest in different forms among we all. And we'll go point at the Okada and the Keke and all of those people. But even me and you mean, we always sit on here, they manifest lawlessness in different ways. And I think what don't happen, I see it as one of the social effects of the war. There was a gap after the war, and especially in terms of how societal values then be upheld during and after the war. And a lot of that we don't lose. How they bring up, we picking them, how we, social values then they uphold, waiting with the respect and waiting with the value. It manifests in so many ways. You know, I want to take the example around the Lumley area because now they are there. And I always say if you come up from Miltimagai to Lumley police station, as a governance person, you know get for do UNDP index and do sample, you see a total governance challenge in Sierra Leone. Just coming from Miltimagai to Lumley police station, you see weak state institution. You see lack of enforcement. You see a lot of citizens who are quite lawless. And then they're lawless because they know so there'll be no repercussion. It show lack of planning, lack of control, lack of oversight. Why trader then left them, then they sell at the footpath. Then me wait for working at the footpath, me they work at the road. Then the vehicle then they quiz. Then you go there, they can knock you motoka, say you they why you they go quiz and all chaos. I go to St. Mark's Church at Lumley, and sometimes it can so disheartening because I have been to many parts of this world. The only continent where I don't know go yet now Australia. So until I go reach there one day sooner than later. But the only, even in West Africa, I've gone to so many countries. I have never seen where a place of worship, there is a market there. Never in my one whole life. Now the only country I see this, and yet every day we say we pray. It's not about the prayer, it's the things we do. How can you have a market in front of a place of worship, close to a place. You dey inside the church, Regent Road, Babadori, Lumley, PZ. Come on. You dey see one old disarray in that space. You dey take 30 minutes. Kudos, yes, some great efforts have been made for let them straighten them. But how sustainable is that? We don't get Operation Free Flow, Operation Go Calm, Operation Pushback, Operation Go Yanda for so many years. And then after a while, they left them. When you see election, they come, they all then nobody need to move them. Then when election done, they left them. Then after 2-3 years, they begin push them back. It's not a political issue. It's just law and order. It's just discipline. It's just making the city. This is a capital. Freetown is a capital city. It doesn't look like a capital city, sorry. It doesn't. It doesn't. It's filthy, it's unplanned, it's untidy. Last point, we talk about even the Bamako rally, the Kanaya, which is also a good thing. And as the minister mentioned, who would want to come to a country where you get for all you bag, like say now you life, you the always the worker. All cities but then get areas when they get issue. But yeah, the common streets before they pass, you have a challenge with it. How tourists then go come, say, me at the can of this country, when you have so much mayhem, you don't know say for transport. Even the worker find buses, they don't stop where they're supposed to stop, or then stop middle the road, then block, or then just come out. You don't have ranks. Then can call them taxi ranks. Usa they go, where I want come out? Usa they go take me keke? Usa they go take Okada? Or where you use your car, I know say I want go yonder. Usa they go park. Then SLRS ready for clamp you. But you don't even make space. Then we allow shops. Look this old railway line. The amount of shops they where they did. If I go park my car now, I want buy. SLRS say they go clamp me. But if you have allowed a shop, if I want buy, Usa they left me car. Namios? No, I have to park there. So the lawlessness, I make us say, it manifests inside we all in terms of what policies are in place. And I'm sure we have laws and regulation for enforce. Now the enforcement, now you get the issue. And then when we enforce, it's the sustainability. And for make sure, say, when election they come, we not relax, say, then people there and then they vote. Then we left them. Then we wait 3 years after we win the election. They will begin chase them back. Waiting they be then say, where you pull, where then Reverend and can say, where you pull 10 demon, where you allow them for come back, almost they come. Then they boku pass the 10. And each time you pull, look at Lumley, it was never like that. Each time you left them for continue for sale, I don't know, say them people here can come out. It's like hundreds, thousands can come out from somewhere else. Then come spring day. So the lawlessness needs to be addressed and in a more sustainable manner.
Thank you very much. Mr. Minister, that conversation where you call for, conversation on lawlessness, now we don't start sooner, with the help of a prominent, reputable civil society leader. You mentioned one of the this idea of markets, place of worship. I remember saying we sabi small Bible story. Jesus na the one time way choose violence. Not so. The only time we choose physical violence. Now we take whip, beat people and so on. Come on at this place here. So, Mr. Minister, I know we have been talking about this. I know you're planning this. One of the things that we mentioned are consistency. That's one more thing His Excellency don't ask for. Follow the constant. It's make we ask for our conversation. Yeah, give me the other mic and the back. Thank you. Let's see this. Now, because of waiting Antival Nora say, this is not an APC SLPP issue. The reason this they become a problem is where one party do and the other one they campaign, they go tell them say they one and they against now who go left now. And so the country they go behind. We the up Leicester now, just outside the American embassy, don't turn here na markets. The US embassy, that road they for go down. Na markets. Then they sell board, wood, stick, in the pack truck then they middle of the streets. If you don't go pull Ima Junction in this year, they don't turn under full-time markets. For me, I come off from an activist background like you. People are not bad. Now we get for create the systems. If you allow people to get away with things, they will get away with things. What we need to do is to create the system. For be clear on the zoning. If we say, bo, this na American embassy day, we don't na 235 host day. Yeah, not to business area. We want to do business, go baso. Yeah, na residential. Anybody who get shop there will close. No shop, not to business this. Maybe you can get 1 or 2 provision shop for feed the people them with the around. They so then go able to go buy things. But you know we'll go sell wood in front of the please Doc, you're welcome. Please come. You go sell wood. Then they sell wood next to the American embassy. That's a big problem, Landy. So, Mr. Minister, I think the work is cut out for you. But friends, I'm really glad because we've been just one for transition to questioning. But I think when I go agree with me, say we need to listen to the Minister of Health. We don't see some dramatic increase in the number of cases of Mpox. We don't see some emotional pleading online, including full disclosure. A member in our team at the Ministry of Information and Civic Education, we brought out Charles Boy. He go public, he share his experience. We don't also see other people in the online and they share about within Mpox be, the effect and all. So normally I can give 5-7 minutes, but I will give the minister like 10 good minutes. Make a share. Usai we day by the effects against Mpox. Waiting family need for know. I want everybody pay attention. Let we really allow them. Let take we through on waiting at the updates on Mpox and waiting else we all need for know and waiting we need for do for address this problem. Mr. Minister, I already explained and apologize on your behalf, say now because you had issues with Parliament, so your apology is accepted and already shared. You can go straight into the conversation, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, colleague Minister. I want to sincerely apologize. We've been in Parliament and we do people's business. So then call we there, you're not going able for walk out of Parliament, out of the well of Parliament. So it's been supposed to be 1 hour, but the issue been so intriguing, question and so boku. That's only on Mpox, but all things around body business, so being here for get an extended time. So sincere apologies. Yeah. So I just want you know a quick update on the Mpox situation. Usa we did now and Usa we did go. I should not say Mpox we don't be around for quite some time, but we the first will report any case now. So about the most recent case that we'll report now in January of this year, we'll get 2 cases. So with the 2 cases, it lead to, because no side this can go usually, we declare a public health emergency, follow it before respond to them. Mind you, like the DR Congo, then get thousands and thousands of cases where they deal with. Even Liberia also get a lot of cases that we didn't deal with. But I think, say for Salone, we decided it's important that we declare a public health emergency. We're going to allow you to do the right things around Mpox. Number one, Mpox na virus. You know, the virus, it get transmitted primarily from body contact, direct body contact. Saturday will be a match for diabetes, and the one thing I hear somebody say, it's the best antidote for Mpox, ABC. Avoid body contact. Because this na virus where it make cocoa and it come up by you. The cocoa go start on your face and you hand them, and it go spread fairly quickly. When the cocoa bursts, the germs that we did, 9 days spread. So if you touch somebody, if you didn't ask somebody, if you lay down a bed, you grab on the bed, the virus did, somebody else go lay down there, it go get the infection. If you hug somebody, you shake somebody's hand directly and you get infection, you will get infected. The good thing about you see the signs and symptoms of the illness fairly quickly. I remember a story where Honorable Minister, you say you go play ball, as you boss this ball, hey Mr. Minister, I boss by you. Then you see say you get corona in face, you say, hey, wait, go call 117 right now, let them go take care of them, then go take care of them. I think they all get responsibility for that. This sick care, so you know they go by air, now by direct body contact for them. Again, so the best way for do now for ensure say we wash we hand with soap and water. If you don't get soap and water, you use alcohol swab for wash your hand, because what's happening, this hand is an incredible instrument for move the virus here from one person to the other. So if you wash your hand on a regular basis or you use hand sanitizer, you go able to protect yourself. If you get infected, if you didn't at your workplace, call 117. Ambulance can get you, care will cancel you, but you are not go work, because if you go work, you they expose everybody else in your workplace. If you get infection, you see the slightest crop you will get about 6 major lab them, mostly in the Western area where they're able for good proper diagnosis. So usually nobody they get no sick where they come. All man if an explanation for them. You tell who get Ebola, nobody they agree say they get Ebola, and say other sick, So now the same with this Mpox. Anybody will get Ebola, Coconomo, na reggae, na something, but they are kind of hospital, let them check them, then they tell you if na Mpox or not. Most likely na Mpox, because 9 days pass now. Good one. If you get the infection, we'll give medicine them, because the medicine will give you not to for kill the virus. Yeah? Because the virus will not get medicine for kill the virus. But what they make people sick, the worst than people now, where you get secondary bacterial infection. If the crocodile the crocodile boss, then bacteria then go inside, then begin amplify the area, then they begin join. The boss place, then they begin join. So you see some boku picture in the past now social media, and the same thing. If you see you don't go pamkia, so the body they try for fight against them. The body go get an immune system, immunocompetent, it go able for fight against them. But what you want, let no other sick no come inside. Let malaria not come, let typhoid not come, let other sick not come, let other bacterial infection not come. So when you go to the hospital, and then they try for, let you remain healthy and strong, let you overcome the sick in about 1 to 2 weeks. Most people then will recover fully. So the important thing now, if possible, get the sick now for identify. First, quick go to hospital or make sure saying that this you get. Secondly, if they give you prescription for the basic treatment, now for take the prescription very quickly and ensure say we not pass and give other people there. So now the strategy that we'll not use, but what's happen in the right now, don't go from 2 cases to over 2,000 cases. Over 2,000 cases inside 4.5 months. And what's happening, most of them cases, so right now we get about 2,054, 2,045 cases. Most of them, over 1,200, now Western area, Western urban and Western rural. So that they don't make we very, very concerned. And if you look again, not to freeze on no more, you don't begin getting one case them all over the country. Now every district now don't report a case. So what you're going to do first time, person can we diagnose you, we tell you, give you advice, we give you waiting for do, we give you basic medication, you ask them to go home for take care of themselves, manage the case now us. To say now, any people that go now us, more people than they get infected around there because the infection control practice them, they not they abide by them. So it is spread. So don't say the number don't begin increase considerably. So now we don't shift to a new phase in the response. So now we try for say, let me identify people that we get the sick with the symptoms and care them go on side, we'll go able to mend them very well. We'll go able to take care of them. Because as I say, this was also it's not too difficult for men if you can early. As long as we make sure say secondary bacterial infection on daily. So now what should they try for do now? For create facility them, we go able for take people them and we'll go mend them there. Because now two things they do. First, if you go to the facility, you get all the care where you need. We go prevent secondary bacterial infection. We go make sure so you recover fast and quick. Secondly, when you come out of the community, you don't make sure so you're not able to transmit the virus inside your community. Now the approach that we can take now, so we don't get a 400. Now Hastings, where we activate, we get a 100-bed facility in Calbaton. We get a 100-bed infectious disease hospital na Port Loko. And we maintain the isolation unit then at 34. Now all of the major hospitals there around. But it go important that we take them people as soon as specialized area will care for them. So the important thing now is that they care. One, make sure say we not get stigma, let somebody not get the sick afraid. Because you know what's happened? On the 2,000 people that will don't get infected, now 11 people then die. Less than 0.5% fatality. This different from Ebola where we get 90-95% fatality. This now 0.5% fatality. So even though the numbers they're high, they will try for stop them. But at the same time, no panic, no cause undue overreaction to this. So everybody get a role for play. If you get rash, go to hospital and make sure so you get care. If you picking get rash or your neighbor or your family member get rash, not make it did it, make it go to hospital, let them diagnose and let them manage them. If the community gets something, they will do the exact same thing. So right now, the focus now public health. Public health means say capital P for the public. No left and get doctor, no left and get nurse, no left and get hospital business. Everybody will work together for make sure say every case we identify them, every case we manage them well, and we make sure say we not get transmission there. One last thing, Mr. Minister, we get vaccine them. The vaccine, so say the main way for prevent this mpox. Now, ABC, avoid body contact. That means that you wash your hands frequently, you avoid crowded area. If you see somebody get rash, stay away from them or advise and let you go seek care. Now, the main way they land it for prevents the infection in the first place. So the vaccine now back up. If you don't do all that thing and then you still get infected, the vaccine it makes sure say you don't train the body so that you know we'll get a severe illness. It will make the illness much, much more lighter than if you not get vaccinated. So it's important for us to get everybody vaccinated where they at risk. Unfortunately, we will not get vaccine for all man. The vaccine not there in a shelf go buy. Even if you get the money, it's not there for buy. The one game company where they make the vaccine them and get limited supply there, and all them big countries and don't buy all of the vaccine there. It's not there again. So now on a bake, would they go to the country that will bake, say, do you have every small bit with the situation here, then they give you small vaccine here, small vaccine here. So then give you 63,000 doses, the first batch. We don't use over half of them, now about 10, 15,000 don't left. But the numbers of cases, they rise. So we know they depend on the vaccine. When they use the vaccine strategically, all the one where they are very, very high risk. For example, healthcare worker there, where they touch the people, we get for many people there, where they give them number one priority. Households who say somebody don't get infected for prevent other people then at the household from infected, now then we prioritize. People that will get underlying medical condition and we make them immunocompromised, where if they get the infection, it will make them very serious for them. Now then we try for immunize. But all the people that will die, and the 12 people that will die, they all get underlying medical condition and we make them more susceptible. So what do you mean they say, don't not afraid. This country, we don't see this kind of thing before. We don't see worse thing before. But what's happening, follow we overcome Ebola, follow we overcome COVID. Now we all come together. We community and the community, then we all make one word, we fend this there case by case, case by case. So as we shift now, we ask the journalists and we ask everybody present for the join me, because you can say, me not a doctor, me not know anything for do. You're not a doctor, but you play an important role for identify case them, advise people them, give them the right message, Now we're able to conquer this one, so like we don't conquer the other line before. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Minister, and thank you for your leadership. And also, you don't approach this issue with dedication and passion. I've been one for reiterate one or two things because I don't be part of some social media conversations. Mr. Minister, some of my party them been to do maths on social media. I tell them say the maths not correct. Then say then when they look at the number of people and the new infection rates versus the new admission rates, and then they subtract from the new discharge rates. They say therefore, so they look at, when they get a report. So then they say, because, number of people were admitted today, tomorrow are only 10 discharged. Therefore, people are dying a lot. So are really important. So I've been telling them, it was in jest on social media, and they know themselves, they will see this, that actually your math's not correct. They make that conclusion, that leap, they say that information, they equal to say the missing number there, because people they spend longer time being admitted. So that period there. So that data we just give so very important, that the mortality rate of this are less than or about 0.5%. So no people don't die in a salon. Don't get 2,000 cases, 12 people don't die. Each of the one they were dying because they had other underlying conditions. Very important. Not mean so not for taken serious. In fact, we for taken serious. The other thing we, Mr. Minister, want for reiterate, now the vaccine inefficiency. Are they in plenty conversations with some people where they tell say, no, she cannot do say, we don't take vaccine. They are helped for just make clear the vaccine in this case, not to foolproof for say you not go get them. You can still be vaccinated. It will reduce the effect on you, not so sir, but it can still. Do you please clarify that because I want to let people who don't take the vaccine not take chances.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister. This vaccine are not a special vaccine, not a different vaccine. Now standard vaccine. All vaccine and they work the same way. What thing happen? I put on my language fine. Yeah? What thing happen? Where somebody sick like with a virus, like bacteria, you get antibiotics, the many bacteria, clear and quick. Anti-helmintic where you get worms and get they kill and quick, For virus, it's extremely difficult now. One medicine there for virus, yeah. But for all of them secure, what you do, they count on the vaccine. What in the vaccine they do? The vaccine they yak the person, yeah. They give something where fever like the virus, but not the virus, yeah.
Now make they get a small fake fever, we'll take her.
They yak you, so the body they learn say, hey, this mpox so when the body don't land down now, it takes something like 1 or 2 weeks, so the body don't ready for them. So the time when the mpox they bust now, it's not new to them. So normally it will take you like 2 weeks for let you mount the appropriate body response for clear the virus. But if you don't get the vaccine now, it don't yak you, say this man will get this white shirt and this black sauces where they come into me. So this one are enemy if we're ready for them. So they give the vaccine for able for prime the system so that when the actual virus come out, you get quicker response, much more effective response, and you go clear the virus quick. So now that make no for count on the vaccine, say the vaccine they prevent. Yeah? The vaccine they only help you for say if you get the sick, it modulates them. The one way they prevent, now where you wash your hand, you have avoid body contact, and if you see somebody sick, stay away from her. Do you allow not stigmatize people them, yeah? Allow not stigmatize. Nobody need to go big God say like mpox. Not sick. And when are sick, we get way for manage that sick day. Now for all come together, let help the person, let him manage the sick. If the person making hide the sick because they shame, because now they laugh and when I do all kinds of things for them, you go hide and say, you go begin spread and give other people them. But if we get love and care and concern and make sure say you go to the right place, you spend in 2 weeks there, if men good way come back, you integrate, we go overcome this.
Yeah. Mr. Minister, just because we get you, and I know some other question are reflected when they don't come online. One more question at the people and they share a lot of gruesome images online. Say we get how they disfigure you, bad one, just because you talk about stigma. You been share with me, say, then sword and they then temporary. Just explain what's in then sword and how long it will take for like well, and if person we don't get if you get complete recovery if all the sword and they go away, or if you will left by body forever.
So the critical piece now for detect and quick. So when you detect and quick, it look like now superficial saw no more they go on. You know, if the superficial saw they, quite frankly, if you get strong immune system, you're healthy, the thing they well in about 2 to 3 weeks, it they form as a scab. You know, as like where the wound they heal, it makes small. I don't know how to call that in Accra. You know, the scab.
Would they say mark? You get small mark no more.
You get the small mark. The difficulty now, if you left them now, you get the sick. You know, go by get help. Then you can't get bacterial infection. Bacteria then go inside the wound now. Then begin eat inside. They make it deeper. When you well now, you they left the scar there. But most of them, if you can't early, if you're able to get exposure, you get treatment, you prevent bacterial infection. The scab then they fall. In a few weeks' time, you will get back to normal. Yeah, the body they adjust to them. So again, let we go quick in hospital. Let ensure so we get the right care. Again, the medicine when they give you now for make sure say no other sick no can join this year. We go make them bad.
And the number then for call now 117.
117. We get about close to 30 people a day where they wait for the call then 24/7, and then go help you out and go able for support you for ensure so you get the right care.
Or you can just go to any government hospital.
Any government hospital. By the way, the care are free, the drugs are free, the vaccine are free. Anybody will go ask you for pay for vaccine. They allow know what that person. We will make sure say you know get work for do again. Because this now the vaccine hard forget, extremely difficult forget. And we want for prioritize. They want people that are at highest risk. Now then we prioritize for get the vaccine. We did talk to people, and this morning I talked to the Indian government. Then they look for see, because now India then manufacture this vaccine, for see them we will help with. We don't talk to UAE themselves, then they look for see if then they help with. As a common also, I go talk to WHO Geneva and to Gavi and Geneva for see how then we will help with. We did try for more vaccine, but even without vaccine, we can able for contain this illness here.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, and thank you for your leadership of this fete. And as you say, public capital P, now we all get this fete, we all for join us. Now I'll put me on up. If we get questions, I apologize again in advance because of the situation. We go above the 3:30 mark, but I won't follow take the questions, so we will get everybody. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Now one round do they do, but we don't go out of time. Go ahead.
My name is Mahmoud Silla from the Nature newspaper. I get a question for the two ministers there. One, Minister of Health. If Freetown or Western area don't become the epicenter for Mpox, do you have any plan to quarantine Freetown or Western area? Then, Minister of Internal Affairs, in your statement, you say you talk a counterpart na Beia, but did not talk on the counterpart, because there is a joint border committee where then they meet. I believe say then take them from the central level. So for me lead a delegation where go there. If we don't talk with the counterpart na Guinea first, before ever they lead that delegation there. He been talk with them or he not talk with them.
Thank you, sir. Number 2.
Amina Sulaiman Bari, I report for TRT World, Winner International.
Wait, we need the sound on this mic. Go ahead. Yes, try again.
So, me na Sulaiman Barry.
Yes, thank you.
I the report for TRT World. Me on question are based on the MPOX. Following the Africa CDC report on Thursday, Sierra Leone accounts for half of MPOX cases across the African continent. So what in the ministry they do, or in partnering with other ministries, so the people in their communities there, everybody gonna say what in they happen, this MPOX and this and for do. What they don't they try for do, because some communities and they people don't know even since that this they happen, or that mommy within another village. How you gonna say this and something for preventing self? So that's one question. Then two, with the US aid court, Sierra Leone's it don't affect we respond to this MPOX because now one of we main partners. Then I'm two questions.
Thank you very much. Number 3.
Good afternoon. My name is Fatmata Mohamed Bangura from New Age newspaper. My question to go to Minister of Health. Mr. Minister, sir, me na a mother, and I want to know if this sick they affect speaking them. I'm not speaking the way don't die. I'm not speaking the way get time. I'm not woman we don't die, and I'm not man don't die, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Minister, we want to know the difference.
Hold on. Would I give you the mic?
Ambusha.
Don't do that again. Go ahead. Sit down. Go ahead.
Ibrahim Sarasisi.
I will come to you.
Voice of Salon Radio. Mr. Minister of Internal Affairs. The area of Yenga. Ibrahim Sarasisi, Voice of Salon Radio. Mr. Minister of Internal Affairs. The area of Yenga be done the Guinean military no be dedi. But before then they go, they left 2 military. Then they na Yenga. When they go, then come back and build a structure there. Before then they erect the structure. The government not be aware of that. And the area of the gunshots, they in fact 3 gunshots according to reports, we collect report at the under. Waiting been be the salon, the military, the ask staff they respond. And also the citizens in this country where they na Kaila they been take the badge back say we they go take Quilan. And waiting been be the owner as military internal affairs, waiting be also don't be una respond to the issue of Yenga because the people they also been come up for the food for come back for take supply. The Guinean authorities are not agree. Waiting be don't be una respond towards it.
Thank you. Next.
Mohamed Kamara, the Watch and Humanity. Mr. Minister of Internal Affairs, if the diplomatic world not able to convince the junta government in Guinea for handover to the civilian rule in Guinea, how could the same diplomatic world able to convince the military junta for handover for keep off of Sahel border? Two, you say we are not go up to United Nations. Mr. Minister, sir, United Nations has set up the International Court of Justice, waiting for boundary arbitration. Why we don't go from MRU, ECOWAS, Africa and the West, where all our procedures will go waste time, the people of Yenga are suffering. 3, Mr. Minister, sir, we don't ever consult the UNICEF, WHO, WFO, for WHO, WFP, for they all stand by. Because if the situation gets worse, maybe Salon government will go get the financial capacity for rule. Pardon me, sir, excuse me, sir, but I just address Madam Edwin. Madam Edwin, I want to refer you to the case of Lagos, Tinubu Square. We saw a mosque there, thousands of people are there in the Saturday. No problem. In the sense of Pan-Africanism, what you don't talk there, no go walk. The people are suffering. If you get a religious motive for building up a religious institution, go to an isolated place, build up. But not the private ordinary man, for let you know it, because religion is all about helping humanity.
All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. The last question, I think, Nabiyanda. This is not part of that conversation we don't say we get on national lawlessness. Now we predict sooner, I think at the beginning. Because these are legitimate issues of how we balance, and that just show some of the concern where governments get for deal with. But let me get it.
All right.
Yes.
Mohamed Usman Bangura, publisher, Capital Times newspaper. In the area of this mpox, Mr. Minister, we get sanitizer so that we'll be sanitizing bike there.
Fair.
Because all the transfer, we're not going to know that positive or negative.
Fair.
Minister of Internal Affairs.
Wait. I been not ask would in the una not bring una sanitizer in today? With them. No, from the ministry. They been supposed for it was in the request where I make them for do this week for so forget sufficient sanitizer than I have.
Sure.
Alright, so we'll look into that.
This area of lawlessness, Lombo Kuna Frito. Yesterday they attacked me on the net. So I therefore put up a radical defense. Right? Not a business.
Well, April so we will for find out who said they are attacking.
Anyway, I go back the party. On the way coming, I can't hear attack.
Whose side?
One be said by Eastern man.
Whose side they attack?
Eastern.
Whose partner Eastern?
Between Savage Square and Walter Street.
Alright.
But big black be said now street now. We use the street language. That end. When you go Kisi Road, Mr. Minister, it become very discomfort. Kisi Road, Boku Bigama, they don't take over that Kisi Road there. Especially from that Mountain Court Junction for go UBA bank. The Bigama, they don't Boku there. Then two, Mr. Minister of Information, please, next time bring the mayor on this issue because she has a role to play. Bring the mayor on this. I will write article we are published last week on the same lawlessness.
Okay.
The area of the megaphone there and speaker box, the way they pass in the streets, it bring a lot of discomfort. Wait till the ministry don't do for put then this in place.
All right. So
thank you.
Just to say on this question, the minister say will they embark now on the campaign. Let give you brother a chance for like asking question, even though it's right for cheats words.
Yeah,
we know they reward the cheating.
Yeah, Mina Saidu Dumbuya at the right for exclusive.
Yes.
Mr. Minister, what are the difference between Npox and chickenpox? And Mr. Minister of Internal Affairs, what you wanna do for ensure say street trading done by opening the several grounds market? We don't almost take 7 years. They not ever done them. Thank you.
All right, ministers. We have some very good questions. The question on diplomatic engagements and all, I can because I may report on that. I can handle that one in day. But how do you do actually? Let you go first on Yenga, and then we go into health. So go ahead. On Yenga, you have a few questions.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Your counterparts. You want me? I can just repeat them quickly.
Yeah,
your counterparts in Liberia. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you very much for the questions there. With respect to where I say I don't talk in the goal, the objectives we are clear. Now before go reassure with people there, and also ensure that we militarize the objective. We not be in contact with counterparts in Guinea. The world, the ICJ, the UN, for let them get involved. You know, there's a process. I mean, but we are looking at all of those options. Then the question of lawlessness, Kisiro, the beggars. Indeed, Minister don't say we get forget a conversation as I requested, and we don't start. I really want to commend Valnora. I mean, she's really been a very fearless person. I mean, when I've been the South, I've been always afraid for her, but they don't survive up to this time, and she speaks truth to power. So, again, for join we, and this not issue we don't do for long. We'll not go say we deal with them overnight. It takes time, but it takes all of us together, jointly, collectively, for to deal with the issue. The street trading, of course, the beggars. I mean, it's really bad. In fact, one of the things where I've been tell the mayor, I tell him personally, for ban street begging. And not only for beg, but even you where you the give. So when you not give, then go disappear. But we really have to think about that seriously. Because the way we then beg at times, not to beg again, no. It's really aggressive. So then if you not give, then they cost you. As if not by force. And now in that process again, even in the thief. Because then we can't knock your window if you dey na motor car, you know, if you dey pan bike, then they jog your phone, then they jog your bag. A lot of people don't lost just because then they're around there. So it's a really very serious issue. Or forget a serious conversation around now. Of course, street trading, you don't say for several grounds. Now, because several ground not open, now that make you for go sell in the street. Let's ask yourself those questions. And when we be in the operations in the place, we find out saying, in fact, the markets were empty. People then they left the market, then they can't sell in the street. And the one themselves where then get stores then inside, then they say, because people then they sell in the street, people they know they can't meet them. So now then they give them markets then to people and for let them go sell out. Now only this country way, if you want to go buy like fruits, you don't know which side for go. The markets are not organized. In some other country they compete. If na fruit they buy, na so fruit. If na fabric, clothes, na say so go yonder. First they hear about salad ground, we hear about dove cut, we know what in the sell the butcher market. But now it's so chaotic. You want something, you don't know who side for go. Is that the way we want to continue for in this country? Definitely no. So please, when I get for work with we, so that let's sanitize the country and let's be proud of it. Even as we sit today, Naso Salon Day. So I hope I don't answer the question.
Yes, sir. What we've been doing in response to the gunshots?
Oh yeah, the gunshots. And with military, but they were not intimidated. But they not respond because they not shoot at nobody. They just shoot in the air. But we present, we strengthen, and we don't hold them day. We don't let them advance ourselves. They say if not chess game, you know, you don't block the other person.
Yes.
But we don't let that issue go beyond Yenga.
And we commitment as a government are for de-escalate.
Exactly. We're not going to be
military
aggressive,
confrontation.
but we defend ourselves and protect we people.
Yeah. So just quickly on this issue of if the international community diplomatically not able to convince Guinea for handover power, why then for convince them? So that's separate issues. The international, this one are about what's in the happen internally in terms of Guinea, their own governance. The international community obviously can get interest in that, but Guinea gets a complex, complicated history. The process of that is different. From if then Guinea now decide for become an aggressive country, we want for coming to another country in own territorial integrity. Despite this, the posture of Guinea, Guinea still want for play internationally. Now make you see them may attend Guinea-Bissau, then they go different place where they suspend and ECOWAS, and they try for come back in. Then they part of the AU. They want to be a member of the international community, and that is a part of the international law. We, Salone, you can say whatever about we, but we have been consistent with a law-abiding, respected country when it comes to how they operate internationally. And that's something we're proud of, and that's something we'll continue. Mr. Minister of Health, you get plenty of questions here. You plan for quarantine Western area. Sierra Leone accounts for half of African cases, which we do, especially on community engagements. I'm glad for that question there. Where you don't, I will come back, maybe say a few words on that. The effects of USAID, then courts. Mpox, they affect picking them. And if you get this data on mortality, for example, for children and women. And then I think the other one, the difference between Mpox and chickenpox.
So really good, slow questions. So, for example, let's start with the quarantine business. Important for institute public health measures based on which you see, based on the epidemiology where you understand. So where we start out, for example, with Ebola, you know, you see you get 98% case fatality. Every 10 people that will get infected, 9 they die. So very, very serious kind. In this case, you get less than 5%, I'm sorry, 0.5% mortality. Even though the symptoms are very debilitating in some cases, but we get for us to say, look, if you institute quarantine, you just stop people their movement, you just stop commerce, you just stop business, you just stop nearly everything where they go on for run a society. And usually, if you not time and correctly, even the people that we protect go turn against you. So we did look for how you to get a graduated response. First, thing where you can able for manage now also, don't say you're able for manage now also well, it is spread. Even though people that know died and they sick very, very much. Now what they do, they try for isolate people them, for pull them come in and able for manage them. If that did not work, the next level now for begin consider if we able to get restricted action. So now graduated response, and we hope now we'll get to that. But again, we get an opportunity to stop this fairly early. The other thing about ACDC, they say almost 50% of the cases. Again, I want to double check that because I know say DR Congo, they now record over 60,000 cases with over 2,000 deaths. Sorry, 1,800 deaths. So that's very, very serious. That quantum difference between that. Having said that, hey, we're not alone. We don't compare ourselves with nobody. We did look what's in our situation. We fed them and we want zero transmission in our country. So again, I think say the effort for put her in perspective, and then we do all of the right thing. If we get one, now one too many. If we get 10, now 10 too many. We want to find out who side and they identify them, take care of them, and prevent the transmission and break the transmission cycle. So that's what we work on right now. We work very closely with Africa CDC. In fact, today's day, I don't forget the days of the week. Today Tuesday, Sunday I travel from Jerome to Freetown. I get a conference call with the Director General of Africa CDC and the Sierra Leone Ambassador Addis and the Executive Director for the National Public Health Agency. We will talk about how we were able to respond for this, how we will get additional vaccine, for able for support we work here. So we get a network with all of the different agencies and we will work together. You talk about WHO, UNICEF, and other partners, and we all day in this together. We all they do consultation, we all they do planning. Everybody get different assets. We work with even group like WFP. WFP then they plan for bring a 100-bed tent facility camp for EPWI right now. We talk to the Indian government for giving 100,000 doses of the vaccine. We talk to UAE for get additional vaccines. We talk to UNICEF and everybody. Important for now also just be aware of the financial fiscal landscape. The world has changed around we. Posting like that's how it happened. You don't call they call an EpiAid. You send one letter in 48 hours, you get the response from CDC in Atlanta. US government, the facilitator, American Embassy, they're all the facilitator. Right now, you call WHO, they will come right away. Now, about a huge proportion of WHO then funding the US government, they come out. US government don't stop them. They don't stop them small and zero. Then they do similar thing to UNICEF. They do similar thing to even world, even the Global Fund. They don't stop that. USAID, they lock down their office now, and all throughout the world by July 30th. So all them people that will not be sub-recipients of USAID funding, where they work in a district, then they work in Falaba, they work in Kenema, they work in a remote side, they now begin fire people there right now. So the resources not there. So what you will get for do now, what we get for effectively use them, we get for bring efficiency, we get value for money, we able for direct their intervention here, so forget the biggest results. So that they go on now. On the Mpox and chickenpox will all grow with time. You know, everybody don't. I think everybody now also don't get chickenpox at some point. But again, you get complications, and some people they lead to all kinds. But most people will get chickenpox to recover. All you need for doing that for keep the place dry. You put calamine lotion on them and make sure so you don't get bacterial infection, secondary bacterial infection. all man they well, most people in the well with chicken pox. Mpox different. Now different family of virus them, completely different. Chicken pox na herpes virus, herpes simplex virus, na they usually na airborne transmission, and mostly na picking and this why they affect, and then get good vaccine for them, and then get good cure rate for them, so not a problem. Mpox, it belongs to the smallpox family. They all get the same pox inside it, but a different, completely different family, and they own the chicken pox and small crocro they come. The Mpox they get big crocro them, and the big crocro them again, they focus on picking them. They infect all man. In fact, mostly in adult they will see they get infected, and immunocompromised people then they get much more severe illness. For picking them, right now the vaccine all of the study them and the vaccine now then do on people with 12 years and above. So now that make the data will get, the evidence will get show off now 12 years and above. We don't get the data and the evidence for below 12. Now that make we not give the vaccine into picking them. But to all of this, let not depend too much on this vaccine. That we prevent her in the first place by washing our hands. I'm glad you want to say, the first thing I want to say with the hand sanitizer there. Yeah. I think so we'll get for be very, very liberal with them. And we'll get Veronica bucket there available, or if it's not available, let me get the hand sanitizer then, because actually we the manufacture hand sanitizer now. Now Bo government hospital and get factory where they make them and get Bokoda factory there. So it's available in abundance. Let me try for use them for ABC, avoid body contact, and use hand sanitizers liberally. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, for the comprehensive updates. I want to give the final word to his sister. You've been getting a question, a challenge on this issue of the, well, it's not Pan-African. If you left people for let them sell na treats, and you're not getting an opportunity for comments on the Mpox since the minister came. So Mike, I'll give you a couple of minutes for just say a few words, and we'll go close.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think just 2 comments on Mpox. I think when we get COVID, WHO may actually put you on the alert that we go expect for getting kind context there, we go they come. So I always